Hello everybody, I am Manoj Kumar Pradhan, teacher in Social Studies. On behalf of Odisha Adarsha Vidyalaya Sangathan, Bhubaneswar, I welcome all to this video series of Social Science. This is the third part video lecture of Class 10 Geography, Chapter 3. The topic is water resources. In our previous video, we already discussed about the meaning of water scarcity, then the different causes of water scarcity like quantitative aspect and qualitative aspect of water scarcity. In this video, we will discuss about multi-purpose river projects. Let's know the basic concept of this video. We will complete this video with 4 key concepts. These are the key points to be discussed in this video. First key points, hydraulic structure in ancient India. In this session, we will discuss about different dams and lakes which is constructed during the ancient period. The second key point is dam and its types. In this session, we will understand the meaning of dams, then the types of the dams. The third key point is multi-purpose projects. In this session, we understand why dams are called multi-purpose river project in modern day and what are the merits of multi-purpose projects. The 4 key points is problem of multi-purpose projects. In this session, we will discuss about the disadvantages of the multi-purpose river projects. So, let's start the first key point, hydraulic structure in ancient India. In the ancient periods, with various techniques, they constructed different type of dams and lakes and canals for the irrigation and conservation purpose of water. And some of these are: during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, dams, lakes and irrigation system were extensively built. This is the image of Sudarshan Lake which is located in the Gujarat, and this lake was constructed during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya. Next hydraulic structure. In the 1st century BC, Sringavirappura near Allahabad, the present name is Prayagraj, had a sophisticated water system channeling the flood water of the river Ganga. Look at the image, it is the image of river Ganga. These are the flood water, and during the flood they channelize the flood water through a channel, and this water stored in this tank, and this is the real image of the tank, and right side is the real image of a tank where they store the flood water, and they can use this flood water during the summer season. Now next hydraulic structure. Evidence of a sophisticated irrigation work have also been found in Kalinga, Odisha, Nagarjunakonda of Andhra Pradesh, Pennur in Karnataka, Kolhapur in Maharashtra. So these are some sophisticated irrigation work of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra, which were constructed during the ancient period. In the 11th century AD, Bhopal Lake, one of the largest artificial lake of its time, was built. These are the images of Bhopal Lake, which was constructed during the 11th century. Next hydraulic structure. In 14th century AD, the tank of Hauj Khas in Delhi was constructed by Iltutmish, the Sultan of Delhi, for supplying water to Siri Fort area. These are the images of Hauj Khas, which is located near the Siri Fort of Delhi. Student, we already know all the hydraulic structure of ancient India. Now we will discuss about our second key points. What is a dam? A dam is a barrier across flowing water that stops or directs the flow of water, which is creating a reservoir, lake or impoundment. Meaning dam is a barrier like it is a flowing water, like it is a flowing river, like it is a river. The dam is constructed across the flowing river, and which is work as a barrier and the stop the water. And this is the image of a reservoir, and this is the image of a lake, and the image of a impoundment. Classification of dams. Dams are classified according to structure, intent, purpose or height. On the basis of height, small dam, medium dam and a large dam. On the basis of material use, timber dam, embankment and masonry dam. Timber like woods are used as the construction material for the timber dam. For the construction of embankment dam, they use local material like sand, mud, clay, stone, etc. And the construction for masonry dam, they used concrete material like cement, stone, etc. Now we will understand what is multi-purpose river projects. Multi-purpose projects. Traditionally, dams were built for irrigation purpose only. Today, dams are built for various purposes. Hence, these are referred as the multi-purpose projects. The function of the multi-purpose projects. Multi-purpose river projects are used for the various purposes like irrigation, electricity generation, flood control, recreation, inland navigation, fish breeding, water supply to domestic and industries. So, in modern days, these dams are known as the multi-purpose river projects. One MCQ question. Question number 1. Which among these is a function of a multi-purpose projects? Option A irrigation, option B inland navigation, option C both A and B, option D none of these. My dear student, try to answer this question. The correct answer is option C, both A and B. Some general knowledge of multi-purpose river projects. In the Satluj Beas River basin, the Bhakra-Nangal project water being used both for hydropower production and irrigation. Hirakud project in the Mahanadi basin integrates conservation of water with flood control. Multi-purpose project would integrate development of agriculture and the village economy with rapid industrialization and growth of urban economy. Hence, Jawaharlal Nehru proudly proclaimed the dam as the temple of modern India. Next MCQ question, question number 2. Who proclaimed the dam as the temple of modern India? Option A, Mahatma Gandhi. Option B, Subhash Chandra Bose. Option C, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Option D, Jawaharlal Nehru. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is option D, Jawaharlal Nehru. We already discussed the merits of the multi-purpose projects. Nowadays, these projects are facing numerous problems. Let's discuss this. These advantages of multi-purpose projects. Multi-purpose projects affect the natural flow of water. Suppose it is a river. It is the natural flow of water. When we construct the dam across the river, it affects the natural flow of the water. It causes the excessive sediments at the bottom of the river, which makes stream bed rockier. Meaning, when we construct the dam, due to the excessive sediments in this area, the stream beds become rockier. It causes the poor habitat of aquatic life. Multi-purpose projects cause no migration of aquatic fauna. Aquatic fauna like fishes, they can move from the upper side to the lower side of the river. But when we construct the dam across the river, they unable to migrate from upper side to lower side. The dam work as a barrier, which affect the migration of the aquatic fauna. The dam submerges the vegetation and soil at the both of the bank of the river and causes flood plains. When we construct the dam, this area is submerged by the water. Due to this, the forest and natural vegetation are affected and this area become a flood plains. Multi-purpose projects also causes new social movements like Narmada Bacha Andolan and Tehri Dam Andolans. These are the famous movement against the multi-purpose river projects. Salination of soil due to excessive commercial farming and irrigation. Meaning due to the irrigation, the pH level of soil is increased day by day, increase the social gap between the richer landowner and the landless poor. The rich landowner can irrigate their field and increase their production, whereas the landless labor do not get any benefits. Rise interstate water dispute with sharing the cost and benefits of multi-purpose projects. These are some disadvantages of multi-purpose river projects. Now we will discuss some other failures of multi-purpose projects. Most of the objection to the projects arose because of their failure to attend the needs for which they were built. The dams that were constructed to manage flood have triggered flood because of sedimentation with the reservoir, which we already discussed in our disadvantages. The big dams have often been unsuccessful in controlling floods at the time of intense rainfall. In 2006, Gujarat and Maharashtra faced massive destruction of life property and this also led to soil erosion. Sedimentation also meant that the floodplains were deprived of silt, a natural fertilizers, further adding on to the problem of land degradation. The projects induce earthquake. It causes waterborne disease and pest and pollution resulting from excessive use of water. We know some failure of multi-purpose projects. You can take a screenshot of this page for your future reference. Now some facts of multi-purpose projects. Damodar River, known as the river of sorrow, due to flood in Damodar River every year, it causes the destruction of life and property in this area. So Damodar River is known as the river of sorrow. The Krishna Godavari dispute is due to the objection raised by Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh government against the Maharashtra government. It is the water dispute among these three states. Sardar Sarovar Dam has been built over the Narmada River in Gujarat. This is one of the largest water resource project of India, covering 4 states: Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Rajasthan. This project would meet the requirement of water in drought-prone and desert area of Gujarat. In Gujarat, 9,490 villages and 173 towns, and in Rajasthan, 124 villages. Meaning the Narmada River cover the water supply in large part of Gujarat and some part of Rajasthan. Narmada Bacha Andolan or Save Narmada movement is a non-governmental organization that mobilized tribal people, farmers, environmentalists and human rights activists against the Sardar Sarovar Dam being built across the Narmada River in Gujarat. So these are some facts of multi-purpose projects. Try to remember this and take the screenshot for your future reference. Next MCQ question, question number 3. Sardar Sarovar Dam has been built over dash river. Option A Narmada, option B Ganga, option C Mahanadi, option D Yamuna. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is option A Narmada. We just discussed this. We already discussed all the key points of this video. In our next video, we will discuss about the rainwater harvesting system in India. Thank you so much for watching this video.